the Department of Justice has announced federal charges against 3 people in a thwarted Iranian plot to kill former President Donald Trump. And
FBI has charged 3 people in a murder-for-hire plot from Iran targeting President-elect Trump and an American journalist.
That Iranian plan, murder-for-hire plan targeting Donald Trump.
An Iranian for the plot to kill Donald Trump.
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever.
We know that Saddam Hussein is determined to keep his weapons of mass destruction. He's determined to make more.
This is something that Prime Minister Netanyahu, beyond any other Israeli politician, has recognized as the existential threat for Israel.
That old Beach Boys song, Bomb Iran? Bomb, 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 bomb. Anyway.
When I search John McCain on YouTube, the biggest thing that comes up is you singing Bomb, 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 Iran. 744,000 hits, in case you haven't checked it recently. Are you proud or embarrassed of that?
I'm proud.
I take the threat very seriously. I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war. These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign.
You've talked about how just sick you felt to your stomach when you found out there were no weapons of mass destruction. Can you bring me to that moment? Did someone walk in and say, we've stopped looking, they're not there?
No.
Was it? How did that happen?
It just kind of was it evolved. The fact that there wasn't weapons. It evolved. The fact that there wasn't weapons evolved. I mean, I was, when we first got in there, started looking around and didn't find anything, you get that kind of sinking feeling that, that kind of sinking feeling that, and then time went on, and then we got tips, I'll never forget the tip that there was crates buried, hidden in the Euphrates River. So they found, maybe these are them, and they've sent frogmen, and there was nothing there. And so, and then, of course, George Tenet had the inspectors go back in, or David Kay and Dulfer, and that pretty well was a period at the end of the sentence there. And yeah, I felt terrible about it. And on the other hand, those reports did point out that Saddam Hussein was very dangerous, that he had the capacity to make weapons.
Every statement I make today is backed up by sources, solid sources. These are not assertions. What we're giving you are facts and conclusions based on solid intelligence.
Later, many of the assertions in Colin's speech would prove inaccurate.
No, that was my job at the time, and the information that I was being given by the intelligence community hung together. And I spent 4 days and nights out at the CIA going over it and asking every way I could, are you sure of this? You have multiple sources on this. And I got those assurances. There's the same assurances that the intelligence community gave to the president, the same assurances the intelligence community gave to the Congress 4 months earlier.
You regret it?
I regret it now because the information was wrong. Of course I do. But I will always be seen as the one who made the case before the international community.
We know that Saddam Hussein is determined to keep his weapons of mass destruction.
I think Israel would be perfectly justified to do it. I've thought for a long time, and I don't think that a proportional response does the trick either. It's got to be disproportionate.
We have breaking news just in. According to law enforcement sources, 3 people have been charged in an alleged Iran-linked plot to assassinate President-elect Trump.
And to the best of our knowledge, there have been 0 signs of any fingerprints from the Zionists, neocons, Israelis, and warhawks have been found nowhere near this news. So believe us, we are going to the war.